And I'm Brasden. This is Firesnout and Wheat, a variety gaming channel named after my two sweet guinea pigs. But today we're doing a ramen review. Okay? And today we're doing the Bulldog. Have you seen this before in stores? I know I have 1,000 times. And every time I see it, I'm like, I'm gonna have to try that out. But I never really do because I've already got my main brand. You know, I like my Shin Black Ramen. That's my favorite. But that doesn't mean that we can't explore some crazy spicy stuff. Let's do it. All right, so we're going to start out with the broth like we always do. In this case, it's more of a stir fry. So we don't have necessarily a broth, but we're going to rate it the same way we would a broth. We'll go with texture. We'll go with flavor. And in this case, I guess spiciness. If it does indeed give you a spice like it says it does. So yeah, let's go ahead. And usually where we would just sip the broth, we're going to just have some noodles. Yeah, look at that. I don't want to get into the noodles too much yet, because that's not where we're at yet, but let's see. No question about the spice. It is a spicy boy. Holy crap. Already sniffling. Already sniffling. You can hear it in my voice, man. Oh my goodness. Yep. So, flavor-wise, what are we getting here in the broth? We're getting spice. We're getting punched with spice. I am getting salt. A little bit of salt in there. Let's see. Ooh, I am getting a good bit of onion, actually. Yeah. There's a good bit of onion in the broth here, or in the sauce. That's working out really nicely. So, I'm gonna be wiping my nose here a bit. It's getting me congestion wise or decongestion wise. So, let's score this. It's living up to the product's name, man. Okay? It is spicy. All right? It is very, very spicy. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't have flavor. You're tasting the chicken. You really are. But you're also tasting a lot of onion, which is kind of pleasant in this scenario. Because, you know, stir fry in general has a lot of onion and whatnot, whether it's white, yellow, or green. But there's usually some onion in there. It's going really good. Like, I like that broth. It's living up to the spicy name. So, that broth. I think I'm fine with this. I think we're going 8. Just a straight 8 on the broth. The flavor's good. The spice is good. Like, it's the amount of spice I want in my food. Yeah, I think we're going with an 8, man. The flavor is good. The spice kicks you in the face like you want. If you buy something spicy and then it's not spicy, you're highly disappointed. And that happens frequently for people who eat spicy stuff regularly, right? Like, you get something and you're just like, great, it does have pepper in it. I guess that's spicy. Like, that happens a lot, especially in things like ramen. That is not the case here. All right, let's move on to the noodles next. Let's see. As you can see, look at these bouncy boys. These are some really bouncy noodles. This is a big step up from the Nongshim. It was just the what were they called? It's the Nongshim brand, not their Shin brand. They have like a side brand that the noodles were just way, way, way less bouncy. They felt like starchy almost, where these don't. These are bouncy. They are not gummy, but they are chewy. This reminds me of a Shin Black ramen a lot. A little different on the shape. These are more round, and the Shin Black is a little more flat, but that's not a problem. But let's taste the noodles. Let's see how they hold up compared to other ramen we've tried. Something about this ramen makes me want to keep eating it a lot. Curious how the 2-time spice will be. I'm very excited to try that out now. I don't know if I'll be able to handle it. Oh, this was the one that was too much for you, Revo. Yeah. Yeah, I got a little lava tongue. I mean, look at that. I just wiped the corners of my mouth. All right. That's spicy, baby. Like that's oil. That's spicy oil that gets left behind. All right. It's no joke. Aside from the spice though, these noodles are delicious. These might be some of the better noodles I've had. They are not gummy, but they are chewy. They are very bouncy. And they actually seem to have a flavor. I don't know if it's necessarily the sauce or not, but the noodle's almost a little bit sweet. Like it's got a little bit of a sweetness to it that I really, really like. Let's take one more bite before we confirm the score on this. Hold on, one more bite. There's a sweetness to the noodles that I was not getting from any other noodles, from any of the other ramens that we've tried. This has a significantly good noodle. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'll have to try it by itself to see if it's the noodle that's got a little bit of sweetness to it or not. But if we're going noodle quality, I mean, dare I say that this is an 8.5? It feels legit. Like that feels like 8.5, man. It's got great texture. And for me, the biggest thing is that it's not gummy. Like I really don't like gummy noodles. They fall apart in your mouth. They taste bad. They're just not a pleasant experience. It's very spicy. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Eat it up. No, no, no. Yeah, maybe some bread next time as well, Baker. For anybody who doesn't know, our good friend Baker. We do this on Twitch, by the way, for anybody who's wondering who I'm talking to. It's chat. We do this on Twitch 5 days a week. Not the ramen stuff necessarily. We do that once a week. But if you're interested, we're on twitch.tv/Firesnout and Wheat. And if you want to become friends with the person who hooked me up with all this, Baker, Big Baker, look up Big Baker. It's big__ Baker on Twitch. All right. Make sure you give her your support. She's helping me out, and I really appreciate it. All right. That being said, man, those damn noodles blew my mind. They are so good. But we do have to get into the very last thing, which is toppings. And I feel like this is where Shin Black always reigns supreme. I have never gotten the size of garnishes that I get from Shin Black and Shin Green. They always have a great garnish. Now let's take a look at what we got here. What we did get was seaweed, okay? Seaweed was cut into really, really tiny pieces, so it's kind of hard to taste the seaweed. Now, is that to say that they didn't try? No, they tried. Like, there's tiny pieces in there. I guess that's okay. But do you taste the seaweed? No. Is there a seaweed texture when you're eating it? No. This is so inconsequential size-wise that we're not getting flavor, we're not getting texture, but it is there, okay? Now, on the flip side of that, the thing that they did add here that's a little harder to see, and I don't think you'll be able to make this out on camera, but they added toasted sesame seeds to the mix. And in a stir fry, toasted sesame seeds are so nice. So I can't, even though visually it's not impressive, I can't completely score it low. Because those toasted sesame seeds are giving texture and they are giving flavor. So, I would say out of the two things that come in the packet, right, which is the seaweed and the toasted sesame seeds. I would say about half of those are really working for me. The other half, not so much, okay? So we're going to go here with 5.5. And I know that's kind of harsh, but when we had similar looking toppings before, we rated it at a 2, and fairly, because they were kind of nothing, right? Where this is something, like you're getting texture, you're getting flavor. They did make an attempt. I almost wish that they didn't even put the seaweed in there. And not because I don't appreciate seaweed, it's one of my favorite snacks. I love seaweed. But if you would have taken it out, then everything that you put in would have had good potential, right? Like if you only put in the toasted sesame seeds, then my score would be 10 out of 10 for the topping. Because it's not hard to get a lot of toasted sesame seeds in a little tiny bag. That's part of what's so great about it. And also, they really do give you a ton of flavor and texture. So if they had just left it at that, we could have given it something better score-wise. But because they did put the seaweed in there, I have a hard time. I got to grade what they put in there, right? Like, that's the whole point. So, that being the case, let's do our math, all right? You got an 8 plus an 8.5 plus a 5.5. And then we divide that by 3 to get a 7.3, which is not a thing on our scale, which means we're going to go with a 7.5. That's right, folks. We're going 7.5 today. This is a totally good ramen. Better than the score is even really saying, if I'm honest. But we did stick with this scoring system. It is going to be this way from here on out, and it has been since the beginning. Shin Black reigning supreme currently, sitting at the very top with, I think, a flat 9, if I remember correctly. A flat 9 is that one. Oh, yeah, I would love that. Yeah, the veggie blend would be perfect, Baker. Yeah, adding veggies to ramen is easily the best way to make it more tasty. That and an egg, right? Yeah, so I think that's good, right? Man, I'm very, very surprised by this one. I'm going to enjoy finishing it. It is delicious. I would say, last ramen we ate, I didn't even finish it. Like, I am going to enjoy this. It will be spicy as hell, but I will enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to the 2 times spicy, because in all honesty, once you get to this point and a little bit further spice-wise, it all tastes the same to me. Like, it only gets so spicy. Maybe it's me. Maybe my spicy receptors don't work properly. But at the end of the day, like, once you get past habanero, everything's equally spicy to me. So we'll see what it means to have a 2 times spicy next time. We'll even do it next week just to have a good comparison. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. It's been a pleasure. My name's Brasden. This is Firesnout and Weed, a variety gaming channel named after my 2 sweet guinea pigs. Like and subscribe. Do it.